Shalom. I'm giving all honor and praises to Yahweh BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. This is the elders, apostle, great millstone, for teaching this truth, this authority, citation to the hopeful of the spirit that forth from the earth. Alright, so the title of this lesson will be called A Spiritual Encounter with an Unleashed Dog. Okay? A spiritual encounter with an unleashed dog. Alright, so probably I'll say 2 hours ago, I did a walk and talk, okay? Just around my area, dwelling place. And while I was doing my walk and talk, right, there was a dog, because, like this place I walk where I basically do my walk and talk, you know, is like up the street from where I live. So, um, um, and it's a place where, because, you know, my streams, right, 'cause I use my data, okay, my streams, sorry, and sometimes, my streams, because I try to live stream, right, you know, but sometimes it doesn't work because my, my data, it end up, not like having trouble, so sometimes, so, you know, but it's better, but I was doing my walk and talk, and I was live stream at the time, right, I didn't know that that my video only recorded like 2 minutes, you know, of basically only recording my introduction, and not like, because it shows that I had like 8 minutes, right? When I refer to that part two, that part one of um, Jake is getting spiritually cut and physically, right? It only recorded 2 minutes of that, and really when I looked, I saw that I had 8 minutes, right, but I didn't record the rest, right? But when I was doing that walk and talk, right, it was dogs barking, which is common, right? Because there's yeah, houses, um, people with dogs, but this particular dog, because when I last time I did my walk and talk up this little street, right, you know, um, and again, because everything's being recorded in heavens, right? There's sometimes when I do my walk and talks, right, sometimes it doesn't get recorded, right? So I just come back home and do them. So, but everything's getting recorded in heaven, right? So, that people pass by, they, see me speak, right? You know, but yeah, so, um, but this one particular day, right, when I do my walk and talk, there was a dog that was unleashed, okay? And everything we do is spiritual. Okay, so I'm gonna get the word encounter. Encounter meaning to unexpectedly experience or be faced with something difficult or hostile, right? Encounter, right? And experience, run into. So while I was streaming, so to speak, well, I thought I was streaming, but there was a dog, a brown dog. It was tall, right? And it was literally like it was like about I would say 50, 20, 54, 30, 20 feet away from me, you know, and it was barking at me, right? It was looking at me and it was barking, right? And this dog was unleashed, right? It didn't have a owner, right? It was like a stray dog, okay? And it was unleashed, right? When you get around unleashed, unleashed, or that better. I just thought that another definition. The release from a leash or restraint, right? So this dog was released from it it looked like it was a dog. It didn't have any. I didn't see any like it like a house dog, to be honest. But and there I've run into many times of dogs that would bark at me, and I'll get chased, and I even got chased by a dog, you know, at once. But this particular dog, it was barking at me, and it looked like it wanted to come run like towards me, right? But it didn't, right? It just kept barking, and the spirit, and it was in my spirit to just turn back, right? It was in my spirit to turn back, right? Go the opposite direction, but the spirit just kept telling me to continue to walk, right? to continue to walk, and I did continue to walk, and eventually a dog, it you know, it stopped barking, and then it turned the opposite direction from me. Okay, so it shows what that the Lord, He was, He had a spirit on that dog to not chase after me, and to not you know basically want to, because that dog could have did harm to me if it really wanted it, right? You know, because I was literally like a few blocks from my house, so if I wanted, you know, I know if I was in the world, that dog it probably would have chased after me. So this is why I say that everything we do is spiritual. Okay, everything we do is spiritual. So I'm gonna get here, Genesis 9:2, right, and we're gonna come back, and we are going back into the old days, right, where these beasts, right, these different beasts, animals, and we're coming to that time where these different beasts and animals, they're gonna be, they're not gonna touch us, right? That fear of the Lord gonna be upon them. Okay, do not touch us, how it was back in during the time of Noah. Okay, Genesis 9:2 says, "And the fear you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth." Okay, and this is where the time we're coming to, right? And this eventually gonna come into, and when we're in the kingdom of heaven, right? The dread of us, is gonna be upon these beasts, upon all these different beasts, whether it be a lion, a bear, a dog, etc. Okay, it's gonna be up these that spirit of fear gonna be upon them. Okay, and upon every fowl of the earth, including your different birds, ravens, okay, eagles, all the different creatures, that are hunters, that are predators, right? Upon all that moved upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea, into your hand they delivered, right? Meaning what? That they're not gonna, they're gonna be under our authority, right? They're gonna be under our command. Okay, this is why the scripture says in Isaiah that the suckling child should play in the mouth of the lion. Okay, it was referring to literally a newborn babe, right? A newborn baby. Okay, and that lion won't bite that baby, right? That baby won't be scared of the lion. So we're just saying, Jesus, all the animals of the earth, all the birds of the sky, all these small animals that scurry along the ground, and all the fish in the sea will look on you with fear and terror. I have placed them in your power. Okay, this particular dog, you know, again, this particular dog, it was looking at me, it was barking at me, right? You know, um, but this spiritual thing about it, that this particular dog, it was unleashed, right? It didn't have, it was like a stray dog, right? But this particular dog, um, it didn't come after me, right? It didn't chase after me. It kept barking at me, but it didn't chase after me, right? you know. And again, the Spirit told me, to continue to walk, right? And what I did, I continued to walk, and eventually this dog ended up turning from me to the opposite direction, right? It stopped barking and it ended up turning away from me, right? Showing what the Spirit of the Lord was ultimately, the Spirit and the fear of the Lord was ultimately upon this dog, okay? To not come after me, right? To not chase after me, right? Because I was what? I was doing the work of the Lord ultimately, right? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to Job 5:23. Then I'm gonna close. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Job. And we know that what that um we know that the Lord, He controls all things, right? He controls all the animals, He controls everything, right? So, the Lord, He could have that dog come chase after me, but what the Lord didn't, He didn't have that happen, right? Because what I was doing the work, okay? I was doing His will ultimately, okay? And through that, the Lord allowed me to continue to, teach. Okay, you know, I stayed out there for a couple minutes. Okay, not long, um, teaching. Okay, you know, um, Job 5:23 says, "For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee." Right, the beasts is referring to what, you're at different animals. Okay, you know, and ultimately that dog was, I considered it was at peace with me, right? It didn't come after me, it didn't chase after me. I kept teaching, even when I went back to my house, right? You know, it was still, it didn't, it was going basically, I, so I believe that for some, and I'm saying this right because as many times I walk of this particular block, right, this particular area, right, there would never be a dog that's unleashed, okay, that's particularly barking at me. So I believe it was a very spiritual, and this boosts my faith a lot, right? This boosts my faith a lot, okay, because it shows what the Lord is dealing with me ultimately. It shows that the Lord, He's watching, He's protecting me, right? You know, and I prayed like literally every single day, that Lord continue to increase my faith, and ultimately this was a bit faith increaser for me, you know. Um, and like I said, when I went back to my dwelling place, ultimately, you know, um, that dog wasn't there, right? It wasn't there, So particularly that I believe that dog was there to, it was there to either to test me, to try me ultimately, okay, to see if will I continue to, teach the word, or will I, stop teaching the word and turn back, But I kept teaching the word, right? Because I believe to the Spirit of the Lord, he was gonna protect me if that dog decided to come after me, you know, because I'm out there by myself, so I don't have any, brothers. I know that's is with me, right? So at that time it was just me, the Lord, and that dog, okay. And I trusted in the Lord that He was gonna protect me because the scripture said the angels are camped around them that fear Him, okay. So you know, NLT said you will be at peace with the stones of the field, and its wild animals will be at peace with you. Okay, yeah. So, and this is what the times are coming into. What these different animals, you know, all these different animals, they're gonna be at peace with us, right? They're not gonna hurt us. Okay, because what the fear of the Lord gonna be upon them to not hurt us. Okay, you know, they may even help us in a way. We just don't never know how the Lord may have it play out. Okay, but um, now we'll close it here. Okay, but this will quit. I'll say testimony, or however you want to put it. But yeah, I'm gonna close it right now. All honor, glory, praises to YAHAWASHI, QADASH. Till next time, we'll say Shalom.